important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bosin on November 5th, paid for by Bosin for Legislature.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 41st anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory of suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, outerwear, footwear, all now marked up to 41% off. Don't miss your opportunity to save big on brands like Marcello, Bugatti, Jack Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's the Gary Michaels 41st anniversary sale going on now through November 2nd. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Welcome into the locker room, the most sacred of spaces in sports. Talking you through the behind-the-scenes conversations that happen behind closed doors. With former Nebraska football tight end Chancellor Brewington.
Chancellor Brewington, the 6-year senior tight end, finding his way into the end zone.
And former South Dakota State running back and Nebraska football assistant Mikey Daniel.
Hand off to Daniel inside the 2 to the 1, and he powers his way into the end zone for a South Dakota State touchdown.
This is The Locker Room, brought to you by Ep Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
Yes, welcome into the locker room here on 93.7 The Ticket. Chancellor and Mikey are in studio, and they've got a special guest. I'll let you guys get him introduced when he's ready to come on and take it away.
Man, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm excited today, man. I got my brother, my former mentor. Is he out? Is he on here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There we go. There we go.
Okay, bet, man. I got my guy Keith Smith. This beef, man. Make fullbacks great again. 10-year NFL vet. My rookie year in Atlanta, man, this dude just treated me so great. Like, before I even got there, he had this company called Make Fullbacks Great Again. And knock off, I'm not promoting any type of person, blah, blah, blah. But he sent me, I came and watched a game he played in Tampa. This is before I ever even was a rookie, nothing like that. And after the game, bro sent me a sweatshirt, Make Fullbacks Great Again. Didn't even know me. Sent me a sweatshirt.
Respect.
Like he just a real one, one of those guys, man. A real guy. My rookie year when I got there, my agent said, "Hey, you should sign with Atlanta." I'm looking at Keith Smith, and I'm like, why would I do that, bro? Look at bro. He been here for he like 8 years deep, 7 years deep at this time. I'm like, he ain't going nowhere. Why would I do that? He's like, yeah, but DQ, Dan Quinn, want to have 2 fullbacks, blah, 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 right? So that was during COVID. Keith was out. He had COVID right away. Like, so I'm just there taking the 1 reps, and I had just got there. Keith was out. He had COVID, so he couldn't even be at the facility. Crazy time that was. But yeah, man, Keith, welcome to the locker room, bro. We just keep it real here. It's like real life conversations. We talk about how things really go down in the locker room, man. So welcome.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the introduction too. We had a time in Atlanta, man. Missed you out there, bro.
I'm telling you, man. I got Chancellor in here, and then my man Bach over there. So, man, we're excited to have you in here. I'd like to start us off with a quote card, but right now I want to talk about where you're at right now. Before we get into all that, like, you're not on this team right now. Have we called it quits? Are we done? Are we retired? We still thinking about an opportunity? Where we at?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of, this is about to be year 11, so I'm kind of at the point to where it's like, the transition's knocking at the door, right? So I'm just trying to get my ducks in line just in case I don't get an opportunity. I'm still training and staying in shape just in case. But I'll tell you, the 11th year fullback market is pretty trash. So it's kind of slim. It's most likely going to be one of them situations where somebody established goes down, or somebody just loses their job. So I'm just being patient, but me, Mikey, like I stay on my business stuff and off the field, and just the last 5-6 years understanding. I mean, I came in undrafted, so I had to fight the politics and the business side of ball and everything, and I learned the hard lessons up front, which was a blessing because it had me thinking ahead of time earlier. So I have always kind of been diligent in learning different things and preparing myself just in case I do get that dreaded call from the Reaper. And because you never know when it's coming, and just like life, it can hit you fast. So I always stay prepared, and I'm keeping up on my real estate business and everything, and then I'm actually doing some planning to acquire my first business. So
man, okay, great. For y'all that don't know about the Reaper, we not talking about death. We talking about in the locker room, the Grim Reaper come. He said, "Hey, we need your iPad. You need to go upstairs." Key, how many times have you had a visit from that Reaper?
Man, we was best friends for a while. My first 2 years, I think I got cut upwards of 8 or 9 times. That was actually probably just my first year, really just between coming out of camp, then I would get activated from practice squad to active roster, and then we did that little limbo probably 5 or 6 times throughout the season, and then a few times that next year. So up front, it was quite a few times, but it's probably been about 12 to 15 times throughout my career.
You could say you got cut 8 to 9 times your first year. How did you keep your confidence throughout that time?
Honestly, bro, like I think it was hard. It was very dark times. You know, you kind of your dreams are shattered up front, right? So that first time was devastating. But also it kind of put things in a perspective for me. Like you kind of sit with your thoughts and you kind of regroup. I think for me it was my faith and understanding God has an ultimate plan, right? And we can't control that. So it was just me kind of leaning into my faith and understanding like it is what it is, and I gotta control what I can. And so that's what I did. And I'll tell you, after my rookie year, they drafted 2 linebackers. This is when I played linebacker. So I played linebacker my first 2 years in the league, and then the next 8 I played fullback. So when I was playing linebacker, they drafted 2 linebackers, and that's what got me cut all the way back to the crib. So I was on the couch, and so that was probably the hardest time, because it was like, dang, like I only got 1 year in, like this might be it. So I was at my mom's, staying with my mom, but I was training like 2-3 times a day. And like I knew once I got that call, if I did get that call, like I was gonna be ready and I wasn't going back. So God willing, somebody went down in training camp, and I got called back to the Cowboys like week 3. It was like the second week of camp. And went in there and they made me work out after playing the whole season with them and everything. And I was like, all right, whatever. And I killed the workout. And my special teams coach came up to me after, and he was like, Beef. He was like, you want some stuff right now? And I'm like, no. I was like, yeah, that's just called vengeance and motivation. Like y'all sent me back at home. Like, what y'all think I was gonna do? Just sit there and cry about it, you know? And so it was just me buckling down and accepting that fate, but controlling what I could and believing in my abilities and my faith that everything was gonna work out.
Wow,
that's a word, bro. Like, and I went through it too. I got that call 3 times. You know, obviously I didn't have no 10-year career, but was blessed and fortunate enough to do what I wanted to do. But none of the 3 of the calls was any easier than the first one. I mean, the first one that was tough, right? They say the first love is the sweetest, but that first cut is the deepest. And so
that's a bar.
whether you talking about a job, relationship, you know, whatever the case.
Right.
For me, it happened to me this, right? It happened to me the game of football. And if you play it long enough, everybody's going to see their day. You know, it don't matter who you are. It don't matter how good you are or were. Eventually, everybody going to see their day. And so I want to talk about, we're at Nebraska, we're at the University of Nebraska, you know, got Memorial Drive, Memorial Lane, whatever you want to call it, right down the road right here. So it's in the backyard. Nebraska used to be really big on fullbacks, right? And we keep hearing that time and time again, oh, fullbacks are, you know, they're not that important. They're not. How do you feel about the fullback position, man? Let these people know.
And that's always going to be the narrative, right? I mean, that's just how the game goes. But if you look at the history, it kind of just fluctuates at the midway point of amount of teams in the league that have a fullback. And I mean, you go back and watch them black and white films, the game started with a fullback. So you know, it's at the core of of football, and when you get back to the X's and O's and the nitty-gritty game of football, like there's gonna be a fullback. You need somebody who's gonna be in there scrappy, unselfish, just not the flashy guy, but the guy who's gonna do the dirty work day in and day out. And I don't think we're going nowhere. I mean, the game has changed, but you see even this year, teams are getting back to the run game like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like that's just gonna be a trend that's gonna work in a fullback's favor, because you you can throw a tight end in there all you want, but at the end of the day, they not about that life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, sir.
it's different. It's different in them trenches. And when you got a linebacker who's really about that life coming at you full speed, like you got to be about it too. So I just think that it's a different mentality when you're a fullback, and I don't think that it's ever gonna go nowhere. Like it's never gonna become obsolete. You know what I'm saying? I think it's evolved, especially at the position itself. Like you can't just be a blocker. You got to be able to catch and run. A lot of these fullbacks nowadays are converted running backs. Mikey,
Right.
but I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's a necessity that teams need. You know what I'm saying? Especially from a toughness perspective, because having a fullback on the field is kind of a statement. Like we set the tone, so that's how it be.
So, how much of your success would you kind of grant towards you starting off as a linebacker and then going to fullback? Just knowing how defensive play, how defenses are made up. You think that played a part in your success in the league?
100%. I mean, just especially from the perspective of how fullbacks have to do everything. Like you talk about special teams, like we got to be linebackers on special teams in a sense. We got to be able to make tackles and run down the field, and I think that's where, especially me personally, my career kind of excelled, was because that was how I kind of got my feel of backer when I transitioned to fullback, was on teams, and it became my role. So like anytime I was on special teams, it's like, oh, I'm back to my backer days. You know what I'm saying? Like I get to tap into that, but also you get the perspective. You understand the perspective of how backers are trying to attack you. You know what I'm saying? Like angle wise, how they have to fit blocks, etc. So when you have a better understanding of that, instead of just going based off of X's and O's and the playbook and what your coach tells you, like you just have a better advantage, especially from understanding different fronts and everything. Like that came easy to me because as a backer, especially a inside linebacker, like you got to know everybody's position. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know everybody's job. So you can have a cohesive understanding of what's going on around you and how you fit into the puzzle. So understanding that, it was like, okay, I know like these type of fronts usually slant, or just how the flow of the front goes. So that from X's and O's perspective really helped my development as a fullback. But also the grit piece, because once I made that transition, I was kind of nervous because I'm like, dang, like I ain't never really blocked nobody, you know what I'm saying? And then when I kind of dumbed it down for myself, I'm like, oh, I'm just tackling dudes without wrapping up now, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of how I approached it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just tackling this backer who doesn't have the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of how I approached it. It was like, then I started understanding like the laws of leverage and how to use that to my advantage and everything too. Cause, you know, as a backer, like you can't just focus in on the fullback. Like you got to be able to the running back and understand where he's going to and be able to shed that block as well. So like you thinking of more than just the fullback. But me as a fullback, I'm just thinking about annihilating you, and that's it. So it's like that was kind of my advantage in it. And also just understanding their perspective just added to that.
Before we go to break, I gotta ask one question. What's the hardest you ever been hit? Like for me, because you said you got to be really about it in the trenches. For me, it was Denzel Perryman by far, like not even close. Smack me. Now, there's one play in mind I have in preseason interview with Keanu Neal. I mean, y'all had a collision, bro. It was an outside zone. You cut up.
Yeah.
I think TG cut it up underneath you, and boom! Like that was like one of the hardest football plays I ever seen. So, who did you say got you the best?
I'd probably say probably my third year. It was my rookie year at fullback. And I was on my high horse because I had just came off a game where I like pancaked what's his name? Linebacker from Seattle, KJ Wright. And that was kind of like what propelled my confidence and everything in the game. So I'm like, can't nobody mess with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So like we go into San Francisco and this dude, Reuben Foster, came downhill. And I'm saying like, and it was outside zone. So it was like one of those where you coming at an angle, like a sideways angle kind of, you know what I'm saying? So like, no excuses. I was kind of at a disadvantage, but that boy, he has no regard for his life. So like he just he came in there just he wasn't worried about nothing else but hitting me. I'm pretty sure.
He put you on your back?
No, it was kind of like a stalemate. Like we went sideways, but it was just like I was like, damn, like this nigga cracked me. Like,
yeah, I got you. Well, when we get back, man, I want you to talk a little bit more about the real estate stuff you got going on, the business, and how important outside of the game work really is.
Okay. All right, that's coming up next year on The Locker Room on 93.7 The
Ticket. This is State Senator Carolyn Bosden. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bosden, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosden on November 5th. Paid for by Bosden for Legislature.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies, and it will be windy and warm with the high around 83. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. It'll be windy, too, the low around 53. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day, the high around 61. I'm meteorologist Kyle Plecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and safe Halloween. With all the parents and kids out and about, they encourage drivers to be careful and respectful of trick-or-treaters. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel. Brought to you by App Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the locker room here on 93.7 The Ticket. Chancellor and Mikey are in as usual, along with special guest Keith Smith. So I'll send it back to you guys to get the interview going once again.
Yes, sir. You're listening to the locker room with me, Chancellor Brewington, Mikey Daniels, and Keith. Man, we gotta talk about this real estate stuff. I first want to know when you started getting into it. I think you said it was about year 5 or year 6 for you, but I want to know how you got into it. What about real estate that piqued your interest? Why was that the investment you chose to go with?
So I actually just posted a long kind of elaborate story about how I kind of got into real estate on my Instagram. But just long story short, I had actually everybody talks about real estate, you know what I'm saying? So it had always intrigued me just to figure out like what exactly that was. And I very naively got into a real estate deal right after I had signed with the Raiders. So I had got a little change and I was like, I want to do something with it finally. And so one of my best friends had his real estate license, and we kind of partnered with this dude on a fix and flip. And long story short, it just kind of went south, and I lost a lot of money in the deal and everything. But what brought me to real estate was just understanding that it's a tangible investment that can be passed on down generations. You know what I'm saying? And so just understanding that, it just made sense for me, and especially um wanted to build something for my family down the road. It just made perfect sense. So that was initially how I got into it, but then I met my mentor shortly after that in I think this was 2017, 2018, and she does specifically commercial real estate. So she kind of put me onto the commercial real estate game, and it's specifically triple net lease, which is the main lease that retail restaurants and any stores that you think of, retail stores, most of them are on some type of triple net lease, and it's very passive as an owner. When you own the building, everything, all the responsibility falls on the tenant versus the landlord. So understanding that, it was like, oh, this is perfect for somebody who doesn't have time to be hounding somebody for rent and cleaning toilets, and you know what I'm saying, like unclogging toilets and doing all the stuff that comes with owning a rental property. And it's it's a little harder to get into, but with access and knowledge, there's ways to do it, and it just kind of made sense to me, and it led me to getting my real estate license. I was actually doing some flips when I first got here to Atlanta. I was doing some flips here in Georgia a little bit, but just understanding like bang for your buck, it was a lot of stress and headaches that come with fix and flips, and I was just like, there's a lot less risk in this commercial side, so I stopped doing that completely, and started pursuing the commercial side. And so I got my real estate license out here in Georgia, and then just recently got my license in Florida too. And so right now I serve on the advisory board of a private equity fund that my mentor put together, and I kind of helped her build out the fund and just give her a player perspective, because she, being married to a former agent, NFL agent, she kind of seen how athletes come and go in the league, and what they do with their money. And so she understood like there's a problem there, you know, and she wanted to change that narrative, because she has a mixed black son now. She's a white lady. She's got a mixed black son now who's playing college ball, and she's like, I want to change the trajectory and the narrative in that industry, in the commercial industry, because it's very heavily minority-less. Like there's no men of color, there's no women, and it's a very male-driven business industry, and it's a tight-knit circle, and they don't want you to infiltrate it, you know what I'm saying? And so part of the reason why she started the private equity fund was to help current and former pro athletes, coaches, and entertainers kind of get into good investments and learn. Like, she's big on the learning piece, and so like we all get to learn what we're investing in, how we're investing, like what our money's doing, etc. And she holds monthly Zoom calls and whatnot. So just the education piece has been big. And so like me being able to see the evolution of this, and understanding like where I am in my career, it's gave me another perspective within the locker room as well, because it's like I get to breathe life into these young dudes in the league to start thinking about this stuff earlier. Because I'm like, if I would have knew all the stuff that I knew now, like I wouldn't have got into that weak fix and flip deal that went south. Like I wouldn't have done none of that. Like I just would have been much better off than I am now if I known. So it's always been a mission of mine to kind of mentor the youth and the younger guys in the league when I get a chance, just to kind of educate them on different stuff and encourage them to think past ball, because it's so easy, like when you're in it, to be so tunnel vision on ball, and then when you like unplug, you don't want to do nothing, so you just hop on the video game or do something that kind of allows you to numb out, you know what I'm saying? And so like I'm always advocate of encouraging them to just listen to a podcast or read some type of book or something on that spare time that you do have, especially the off season, because in the league we get almost 6 months of free time, no obligations except keeping up on your workouts, right? So when you understand that, like there's a lot of opportunity there for you to learn and leverage your platform to set you up and put you in position to make some big time moves.
Man, that's powerful. And it's so like, as far as this is what we like to do here. We like to put people on game. Like Chancellor reads a lot of books, bro. He's trying to read how many this year?
100.
100 books this year. Like he's a reader. I myself, you know, I try to discipline myself reading 10 pages a day at least, right? But listening to podcasts, having conversations with people like yourself, or, you know, people who are in that world. But we try to put these young cats on game because they don't understand what it really is, right? They're getting all these dollar signs. And now you look into college and they getting paid more than like rookies and stuff like that in the league, especially if you're an undrafted guy. So what's one piece of advice that, I know you talk about reading the books and everything like that, the podcast, but if there's something that you could go into a locker room and say, hey, we need you down at Nebraska to give them a speech real quick, what are you going to tell them?
Man, that's tough. Cause I will go forever. But honestly, I think it's all about amassing the knowledge before you execute, right? So just like on the field, we got to learn the playbook before we're able to perform at a high level, right? So don't just jump on the first thing that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hear something that sounds good, like educate yourself on what it is, so you understand it, and then it can really make sense why it sounds good. Or if you educate yourself and learn about it, you might hear it differently and be like, oh, this is actually this don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, because especially from an investment perspective, like as athletes, pro athletes, like we're approached left and right from people trying to get our money, right? Somehow, some way. And you gotta understand, you gotta start learning the investment language, because it is a language, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of all fluff, but at the end of the day, it's really just simple stuff. They just calling it different terms, you know what I'm saying? And once you understand those terms, then you can actually see opportunities that are coming your way. They won't fly over your head, and then you'll be more vigilant when opportunities come your way, bad opportunities come your way. So I say just make sure you do your due diligence on whatever it is that comes your way before you step into that realm, because it's such a outdated strategy to get a lot of money and then just give it to the white dude with glasses who knows what the hell he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe do that, but maybe you ask Buddy, like, okay, what we gonna do, and then understand what he's doing with your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just think you're not supposed to understand what he's doing with your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the expert. Like, no, like if he's the expert, have him articulate it and teach you what he's doing with your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, it's like maybe you could do it yourself, but I'm giving it to you because I don't have time to do it myself. Like, I don't want to do it myself. I'm paying you to do it so that I can use this other time for whatever else I want. You know what I'm saying? And so if somebody's safeguarding information from you, like, that's a red flag. So you should always like do your due diligence and have somebody who's willing to uplift you while they're working with you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, Keith, bro, I can't thank you enough for joining us in the locker room today, bro. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and just put people on game, man. So appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it, broski.
All right, there he goes. That's Keith Smith. Thanks for him for coming on. We'll be back with one final segment here on the Locker Room on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up
But why?
because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit allofiber.com to switch today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did 0% with roof credit.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
With a Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry, this deal ends soon. See Home Club for details.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the Boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com. Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Danielle. Brought to you by F Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back in the locker room here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Make Fullbacks Great Again Day here in the locker room. I'll send it to you guys for the final segment.
Hello. Check. Yeah, Make Fullbacks Great Again, man. I was so excited to have my bro on here, Keith Smith, man. Like, he just one of those guys that, like I said, a great vet. You could just tell he real smart. He does. He take care of his chickens, as Marshawn Lynch would say. Right. Like, he take care of his mind because the game, it will only last so long. And like you said, I'm in year 11, where it's like, if you a kicker, you can still keep rolling. But bro's a fullback, man. So, and before that, a linebacker. So he really been through it. But just blessed to be in that presence and to have, his insight. So
definitely on the topic of generational wealth, like that was, he didn't say those words specifically, but that's what we were talking about, is building something for the generations to come. They say success is in succession, right? So the things we pass down, and he was talking about I wish we had another segment or time more to talk, but he was talking about different terms that, financial advisors or realtors or whatever people dealing with handling your money specifically, the words and vocab and language that they use. And basically he was talking about financial literacy and how important it is to know those things. And once you know those things, you can handle your money yourself. I read a fantastic book this year called Unshakable by Tony Robbins. And it talks about how financial investors, when they go and, they put your money in a mutual fund, a lot of times those financial investors don't even invest their own money in those mutual funds. And that 3% that they take compounds over time. And, what could end up being, you put 100,000 in, it ends up being 500,000 with that 3%. If you go through another route, maybe with index funds or something else, that, and then get a 1% rate, like, that 500,000 turns into like 750. And so just the little things like that. And you can tell he's super passionate and knowledgeable. I love the thing he said is, he said, gaining the knowledge so you can execute. Just like the playbook. I'm like, bro, he just spoke. He just said that to me because I got investors meeting next week. And I'm, bro, he just, see how
God
wisdom,
would do it,
bro.
man.
I'm telling
God
you,
will always do
wisdom is an overflowing, opening door at all times.
Man. And I think the coolest part for me is I've seen both sides of him now. Right, I've
Mm.
seen him on the field do what he do. I've seen him in the locker room. I've seen him in the weight room. I've seen him running conditioning, and now I'm seeing the business side of him. I see dad. I see him be dad.
Right.
I've seen so many parts of him. Bro, I read the whole Bible in a year. Right. Like,
Wow.
He's big on the right things. To me, what I consider the right things. Right. And so, those are the people that I think you should surround yourself, even if you're not an athlete. Right.
Mhm.
And I think everybody should have financial literacy.
Right.
Everybody. And they don't teach it in school because they don't want you to know it, right? They don't
Right.
want you to understand financial literacy. They want you to be able to tell them the Pythagorean theorem, which like A squared plus B squared equals C. But I haven't used it since geometry.
I ain't used it.
And you know what I'm saying? But yet I don't know. Like I bought my first house. Who taught me how to do that? Myself.
Right.
Right. Like when I was in Carolina, when I was in the Panthers, I seen some dudes get taken advantage from in some real estate deals, and I'm like, man. I had also always been sparked by it, and Keith was a big part of that too, because I was in Carolina after Atlanta, so we had these conversations before, and so that sparked me. I got my real estate license in Carolina, and I'm like, I don't want people to be taken advantage of, or myself, or whoever. Right? I need to educate myself, and that's not what I pass down to other people. Right? You said you have a meeting next week. Educate yourself. Do your due diligence so that because you can't walk in blind. I'm not going to go play UCLA this weekend and not do my film study.
Right. You're gonna look crazy and you're gonna look stupid.
It might look like Indiana. You know what I mean? Like it might look crazy like that. Like we gotta do our due diligence.
Right. You got to.
Breaking news though, a couple of things before we get up out of here. Steph Diggs torn ACL out for the season, man.
Yikes.
You hate non-contact injury, man. We keep seeing that time and time again.
What's this, year 7, year 8?
Yeah, probably so. He been around a minute.
Maybe year 9. He might be year 9.
Who I got winning the Super Bowl?
Was it Texans?
Texans Ravens going in the AFC Championship.
Texans Chiefs?
And Ravens winning it all.
Right? Oh, okay.
And so they just leveled up. They just traded another breaking news. They just traded for Deontay Johnson from the Panthers.
Damn.
Like they gave Lamar another weapon. But why?
Is Texas gonna make a move?
They have to. I mean,
Cooper Kupp still on the board.
He's still on the board. There's a couple names hanging around that they're gonna have to make a move.
White chocolate on white chocolate.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Josh Allen and Cooper Kupp.
You gotta make some type of move because that team, like they're too talented. They gotta continue to win. So with those pieces falling off, they gotta make sure they do what they gotta do. Last night we saw the Steelers win at home over the Giants. Right, they move on to 6-2. Right, this is now game 2 under Russell Wilson, and the offense looks significantly better.
Yeah, way better. That's one thing we talked about. If the offense of the Steelers takes a downtrend, you got to make an adjustment, but they're on the uptrend. Getting what's his face involved, Pickens involved, and just the offense looks a lot smoother.
Pickens is a guy that is like he got an attitude. You
can see it on him, right? All the way there.
Something off in his head, right? You can see it in pops.
He's from around the way too.
Yeah. He operates different, but he looks happy right now.
And you want to keep him happy.
You want to keep him happy because he's a loose cannon. He like Antonio Brown. They're big on getting those type of guys over there.
Yeah, they might be cousins.
A little loose, right? But only they can only be under Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, because he can let them be themselves, but keep them in check at the same time. Because you got that player coach, but also like he expects a lot from his players.
I also got to see Justin Fields, studying under Russ. Right, he came over to the sideline and Russ bring out the iPad and he's showing him. He's like talking about what he did, right, and why he did it. So a lot of cool things a lot of cool things, man. So awesome day on the locker room. Make sure you tune in tomorrow 1 to 2 as we get back into the swing of things, talk about Nebraska football and what we see coming ahead this weekend.
Yes, sir. 1 to 2 p.m.
Excellent stuff today, guys. On the block coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, this is Investigator Joe Villamonte with the Lincoln Police Union, asking you to vote for Carolyn